So this video is just a little extra really. It's some footage from last year that I forgot all about. Might be of use to somebody. If nothing else, it's an aid memoir for myself. The question is, what do you do if the substitute screens you buy are no good and the screen you love is marked? Well, this is what I did anyway. Can't swear it'll work for you, but it might be useful. Hello! What it says on the tin here, Codger Biker. I've taken my screen off, which I really like because I think it looks like a Saxon or an ancient Greek war mask. Because it's given me the perfect excuse to buy a Puig touring screen, but not for the reasons that I would have thought. I noticed these marks had appeared. I don't know if they'll show up. They look like bird marks or stains. I thought they'd just wash out, but they're sort of cloudy. And the only thing I've heard that can cause that kind of thing is petrol. There's also a mark there, so I'm wondering, I've washed this several times, I've cleaned it over with various different detergents, I've even tried WD-40. Nothing will shift these marks. They look like they've gone, then every time it dries out they come back. So I'm wondering whether some petrol's got on there or something. Even that one there feels like it's actually gone through the surface. So I've got a couple of things. I don't know if you ever see this. It's July at the moment, but hopefully the Puig touring screen worked out. I've got this screen on high and there is a jet going either side of my helmet which is a bit shaky. So it doesn't bode well. It's okay at the moment at 60, but down here we could do a bit faster. Given the size of it, a bit disappointed really. What a stupid idea to cut that slot in the middle. I think that's where the wind's coming from, you know. Well, obviously whoever PowerBronze are, I haven't got a wind tunnel. So I've got from my cupboard what is called plastic and acrylic polishing compound, application B. And somebody else has recommended this Brasso wadding, so I'm going to try a bit of Brasso wadding on one of the marks. Probably this one here, a small one. So probably seen this stuff, same stuff that I think that Duraglit used to be, sort of a wadding with polish infused in it. So there's the mark, that little mark there. Has it made any difference at all? Still there. So, real nuisance. I don't know what has caused it. If you wet it, it disappears. When you dry it, it comes back. Nope. And the mark returns. Also, by rubbing this, I can see that I'm scratching the rest of it. This stuff really is a nuisance to work on. Okay, let's try a bit of this plastic and acrylic polishing compound. This cost a fortune, as I say. Okay, well, there's far too much there, so I don't need that much. I should just take a little bit of it, pipe it on that mark. Right, get myself a different cloth. Try that stuff. That doesn't feel as abrasive on that surface. It's going, but there's so many scratches now around everywhere else. Try a bit more. Right, keep going. Yeah, now that is getting there now, slowly but surely. I mean, there are a few scratches appearing on here, micro scratches, but that's actually working, I think. So it's now another day and those marks are diminished. Don't know if you can see that, but they're still there. So I'm going to give it another polish. I don't know what's done it to them, but I just have to be very careful just to wash this with soap and water from now on. That bit there still feels like a hole. That's not going to polish out because it's gone into the surface. Oh, before anyone suggests it, it's nothing to do with the spoiler. Because the legs of the spoiler don't come anywhere near that far down. It's well below where that would have been. In fact, if the spoiler legs had been there, probably wouldn't have got marked because it would have protected it. So for me at least, and I know for some other people, the best I can come up with, I've tried 2 aftermarket screens, don't like them, is this spoiler. I think it works best because it's out in front. I think it's something to do with that distance of intercepting the wind. It's also wide, but you can also adjust it to suit. If you want it to, you can put it, he says, masterfully demonstrating it. You could adjust it right the way up there if you wanted and have it like that. To me that would be overkill. I prefer it sort of a few centimetres above the height but more out in front. You could also, if you've got OCD, you can spend hours getting it just level, but it takes a bit of doing. What doesn't help is when you buy these things, although it's only cheap. I mean, you can spend a lot of money on expensive ones. I buy the cheap ones off eBay, so they don't come with any instructions, so you have to figure it out for yourself. But yeah, mess that up now. Anyway, I'll adjust it to how I want it when it's on the bike and leave that for now. So on that, on my screen test, inconclusive, but it works for me. I'm sticking with the spoiler. Codge Biker is out. Wow. Beautiful. That's steep. Wow. A Space Odyssey. That's how many miles I've done on Scarlet. Yo Honda, 2001 Scarlet. Don't look so impressed. Look where we are. What a place to be at 2,000 miles. 2,000 miles without a word until you smile. 2,000 miles. Okay, so yeah, so had the bike for 2,000 miles. She's taken me to places I'd never expected to go. And here's one now. Look at this. Fantastic.